Hey everyone, so we're out here outside the Staten Island Ferry Terminal here in Manhattan, where Rise and Resist is out here again. Abolish ICE, no raids. Uptick. So as you can see, with the objective of this, those who've been following the Abolish ICE protests, Rise and Resist, it is about getting the message out to the people where things are and as they're happening. So, again, if you guys could share this out, go ahead and share it out. Got a couple of hashtags within the description: Abolish ICE, Rise and Resist, Close the Borders. Whichever hashtags you think in addition to that, go ahead and include them as well. Share them out on Twitter, Facebook, but you definitely want to spread the word. If any of you are downtown, headed towards the Staten Island Ferry or downtown near the Raging Bull, you definitely want to go ahead and stop on by, show a little support. Grab a sign. Even if you can stop by for like 5 or 10 minutes, feel free to go ahead and do that. Help hand out some flyers. And as a lot of you know, they've been doing this for quite a while. World Trade Center, up by Trump Towers. It's about getting the message out to people and getting it out to New Yorkers, which is always important. Gonna go ahead and take a look at the banner on the other side as well, just so you guys get a full picture of everything. Yeah, that's 100% true. Kids are dying. There's always stuff going on down at the ferry terminal. And the interesting thing about this is they actually get to interact and share information with people that are coming from Staten Island, tourists, everyone. And that's the objective, just to get information, get people talking, get people thinking, letting people know what they can do, how they can plug in. It's like I tell you, all of you, a lot of times, that sometimes just silent with the messaging has a huge impact. I mean, there are issues not just here in the U.S. Currently, the two ships that, at least as of yesterday, that are basically unable to dock in Italy. Someone was actually asking me if anything in New York was being done to help highlight that. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to look into it. So as you can see, more people are showing up. Like I said, if we're down at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal outside, if you're downtown, downtown area, anywhere between Zuccotti, City Hall, head on down to the ferry terminal. Even if you come on out for, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it would make a huge, huge statement of solidarity as well as support. And a lot of you have seen them when they've been in the World Trade Center, Uptown, Columbus Circle, Grand Central. It's all about messaging, keeping this in the public dialogue, letting people know that it's not over, it's still an issue. Just because you don't see it every day on the news doesn't mean it's not happening. Once again, down here at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal in Manhattan, where Rise and Resist has their weekly action, sharing information about the immigration issue going on currently, the camps, the raids, the excessive force and manipulation used by ICE, the intimidation that's going on within the communities, within the camps, the detention centers. This is about sharing the visuals, sharing the images, sharing the faces, sharing information with people, not just about what's going on, but how they can help, how they can plug in, what they can do. Not always just within New York, but from wherever they are. And I appreciate everyone that's sharing this out. And invite your friends. If you don't see a way to invite your friends to watch it, you can always click on create a watch party and then invite people that way. You can copy the link and go ahead and share it on Twitter. And after this, it'll also be available on YouTube, which will give you more options in terms of sharing it out. Whether you use Tumblr, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google. Hey, sup? Yeah, at first I thought this was on the other side in Staten Island. And then I reread it and I was like, oh, okay, Manhattan. That works. So yeah.
I don't think they're marching. I think they're just gonna.
Well, yeah.
What I read, it's just gonna be a silent protest.
Yeah, they do this every week. I mean, the World Trade Center consistently.
I was at the Oculus a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
They were doing it at the Oculus.
I mean, Oculus for a while, they were having like the Trump people come in there and mess with them for a while.
The Oculus, and they did Grand Central like a million times, like a bunch of times.
I mean, but they interact with a lot of people, and it does get a lot of conversations going. And I think that's the objective of what they're doing. Yeah, because, if people don't see it on the news, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe things have changed. No, things have not changed. It's only getting worse.
We need to make people see, even if they don't want to. We have to make them see.
Yes.
Well, this doesn't look to be a big enough crowd yet, though. I mean, usually the Trump crowd shows up, like, if it's at Trump Tower or international. There's a permanent contingent that like stakes out.
Thank you. Yes, there is.
No, but the Trump Hotel, literally at Columbus Circle, there's a permanent contingent there. And then also I've seen like a small contingent in Grand Central that pretty much just I think they just lie in wait and they just assume we're going to be there, so just lie in wait and then
they just throw the hat on.
Yep.
Yeah. That was the other day with the Enough is Enough. Yeah. When they got done. One guy left his wife, threw the hat on just to go in there. And I'm just like, really? You're leaving your wife to go ahead and do this? And he's the only... It was like... It was obvious he was intentionally trying to incite something.
What I've seen is usually like a husband-wife. It's usually an older bougie couple, a husband and a wife. That's usually what it's usually. I usually see teams of two. That's what I typically see. So, and it's always they're always skew older. More privileged, obviously. So.
Yes, that's very true. I mean, they have enough police around.
No, this never gets by. It's not like last time we shut it down. So no.
Oh no, God.
That honestly, I'm honestly disputing what exactly happened. Supposedly, someone threw a water bottle. That's what was said. I don't necessarily buy that was what happened, but
No, I mean, I can say no one got wet.
So I'm guessing they just probably one of the police just decided to deliberately instigate something, and then.
Yep. I mean, it's like all the people there. It was excessive the way they went. It shouldn't have happened. The police, like I've said, it's like the police shouldn't have been on the sidewalk. At that point, they weren't in the street. The group was on the sidewalk.
I just got the feeling that they were deliberately trying to just look for the smallest excuse to arrest someone. That's all it was.
Oh, I have to show it. It's like you had one police officer. He actually started to take his gun out of his holster, and it's like on video. It's like right there. I mean, if people hadn't have said anything, he would have had it completely out. And that would have created a whole.
But you know what? It's just a deliberate intimidation.
Well, yeah, but as packed as that crowd was, if he had done that and the back and forth, if that gun had went off, the other police would have panicked and started to react, and it would have created this whole other situation. But luckily, the face of the officer and the name is in there, so there'll be follow-up on that. Yeah, anyone that's listening to that, yeah. That's, take a look at the video from the Shut It Down for Michael Brown last week. So again, we're down here at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal in Manhattan, where Rise and Resist is doing a silent action for Abolish ICE, end the raids, close the camps. A lot of you have seen the weekly action which takes place at, the Oculus, the World Trade Center, Grand Central, Columbus Circle. It's about getting the message out there, visuals, getting information into the hands of people so they can find out how they can plug in, what they can do, whether it's here in New York or from another location, but keeping them informed, that this is still a pressing issue. Like I said, this down here by the Staten Island Ferry is always pretty hectic with a ton of people. So you have those that are heading out to the island, back home from work, those that are coming in from the island. You have those that are just tourists going, on the Staten Island Ferry for a trip. But it's a great way to reach a large number of people. As you can see, you have people on both sides with signs. So you have people going through the terminal as well as those coming out of the terminal. This way there's an actual visual and they can actually go ahead and share their message with people coming or going. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, it creates conversation. It's always interesting when you see stuff, especially younger, when they're actually having a discussion back and forth. That's what it's about. Because you have to understand, some people are more impacted than others. Some people are more aware, whether it's themselves, family, friends. It touches everyone in one way or another. Closed camps outside Staten Island Ferry Terminal with Rise and Resist right now. If you do want to come down and you're nearby, you can always jump on the RW, which goes to the ferry terminal, or you can jump on the 1 train, which will take you down here as well. So your options. Right now you have channel 41 down here, actually. Looks like they're getting ready to go live or going to be going live soon. someone has a sign over there. Either eats first they came for the toddlers. That's become more true. The most innocent and weak to be preyed upon. I hate to say it, but there you go with the kid slick back his hair. I'm not stereotyping, it's just a certain characteristic within a specific range of people within New York, and that's way too long. Even if it was like 40 years ago, it wouldn't have been Trump, but there's a series of other issues that person would have probably had the same type comments about. Sad. For all my ET friends out there, you ever wonder why aliens haven't landed? Take a look at what we put out on TV and our news. If you were any civilized species out there, would you really want to land and make contact, or would you want to like come in the middle of the night and just, abduct one here or there in order to see what makes us what we are? Humanity's never going to be ready for quote-unquote first contact. And that's for all my friends out there who follow what's going on any area of space, let's say.
Guys doing it right.
Once again, we're outside the Staten Island Ferry terminal on the Manhattan side, where Rise and Resist is doing their weekly vigils, silent protests, sharing information on Abolish ICE, close the camps, no raids, informing people about what's going on currently, how people can get involved, having conversations, just sharing the message about what's actually out there. So if you happen to be downtown Manhattan, City Hall, or heading down towards the ferry station, definitely head on down, grab a sign. Even if you're down here and you can hold the sign for like 5-10 minutes, every bit helps. And I think pretty soon they may be, but I think maybe channel 41 may be going live from here. If they are, you should be able to pick it up there as well. And like I said, this should also be available later on YouTube, because it should be picking up on that as well. And sorry about that, but I just haven't figured out how to use the chat on this platform I'm using right now.
Take a couple in case people want to join from over there. Yeah, if you can see it.
Deportations. Migrant kids don't belong in cages. I agree. I don't think any children belong in cages. Okay. Looks like Channel 41 got the video that they needed, interview and stuff, which is what I was actually waiting for them to actually take care of. One, because I know they need a specific set of sound bites and stuff that they need to use. No matter which species, you can still come down and support. Bring your dogs, bring your cats. I'm everywhere. Apollo. Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah, not everyone. But it's like, what's your...
Sharon Jackson.
It's familiar. It's familiar. It's like I filter through, but yeah. Anytime I can get down here when Rise and Resist is, I do. Especially when they're at a new location that I haven't been at.
Yeah, I've never met you in person. I think I started like following you on Facebook because you had posted like there was going to be a protest to like surround ICE or something.
The Occupy ICE protest at last year when we were at the detention center. That night, that first night when everything hit the fan, and then they did this stuff at the park.
Probably 6.
6?
Yeah, it was probably 6. That's when you were little.
Wow.
Now you're
Well, see, you're getting up there. It's good you know there's a difference.
I'm so glad y'all came out.
Wow.
We got to get you to a meeting, too. We meet on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. You can come for an hour. You don't have to sleep for 2 hours.
You have to go because 7 is your lucky number. 7 and 7. Oh, well, that's your other lucky number.
Mine was 2 days ago. Yeah.
What? I've had it when I was at Trinity. Someone came to this woman like walking, and it's like you go to I guess the hotel so that to get rested, Trinity, all that whole thing. But and I suspected that then too a lot more. But it's like I look and it turned out that she was one of the followers from like New Zealand outside. Not a friend, just a follower. And I was just like, this is crazy. So now I have a tendency to look at who my followers are too, because I realize some of them aren't necessarily friends with you if they just follow what you're doing. I've seen like mayors in New Jersey, but it's not like federal, but it's like local town. I figure it's like some of them that are actually interested in what's happening, and especially if and it was a small town, Glen Ridge, which is a real small town, but sometimes they want to know what's going on. See, you have people from all over out here. I was mentioning to Eric, it's like, you never know when you're going to run into people, whether it's not just friends on Facebook, but also people who follow you, because sometimes there are people on Facebook who follow you, but they're not necessarily in your friends list for a million different reasons. But they just follow because they know there's information going on that you're providing. That's not just me, but for a ton of people out there. So running into someone who, was friends and knew from Facebook is always a good thing. I always find that interesting. It's an affirmation, I think, that you're actually reaching people out there. And as she mentioned, I'm pretty sure it had to do with the ICE protests, which were going on last year initially, or it could have been when they did the travel ban, but I'm assuming last year.
Do you want to come join us?
Keeping track of stuff right now. I'm gonna. Sorry, guys. A little bit tired, but it's all good. Sorry for the slight glare. The sun is still going on. I think that's a little better. Okay, there we are. Yeah, I'm getting a glare from the sun, which is off to the left of me. If you're watching, I think that's to the right. Again, it's Rise and Resist. They're here at outside the Staten Island Ferry Terminal in Manhattan. Their weekly protest action to abolish ICE, close detention camps, no more deportations, no more raids. It's an opportunity, if you're in the area, to come on down, hold a sign. It's about interacting with the public, which is always an important thing. It's interesting. It's sort of like I was on the other side, and the officer there standing in the half shadow right now. He wasn't paying much attention to this direction initially, but it seems like whichever side. So I don't know if I've run into him before or not, but it's really a waste of energy. So if you happen to be downtown, definitely come on down. They're still going to be out here for a while. Help hand out, some of the flyers. Abolish ICE. Go ahead and hold up a sign. Get a photo and share it out. with some information. Find out how you can get involved here in New York City, or take action within your own communities. Demo Thursday. Next demo is Thursday, August 29th at 5:30, Grand Central.
Don't get lifted by the wind and blown away.
So as you can see,
Thank you, everybody, for being here today. This is a really, really amazing vigil. A great place to be, a great crossroads. And in particular, I want to acknowledge all the wonderful people who jumped in, who were just passing by, who may have heard about us. And not just heard about us, but heard about the humanitarian crisis that is happening at the border. It's not a border crisis or a crisis at the border. It is a humanitarian crisis. We are addressing that as still part of a democracy. So we are Rise and Resist, and we invite you to join us.